The 3-year project that brought together 17 organizations from 8 Baltic states, Baltic Slurry Acidification, has reached the finish line. An international conference in mid-February presented the results of the project activities and recommendations of the application of techniques on farms. The subject of this project, the use of acidified slurry in order to reduce nitrogen emissions, is a new technique for all of the Baltic states. Therefore, the project partners had to deal with a wide range of activities, starting from feasibility studies, implemented investments, technology for field trials, research on the benefit of the technique, SWOT analysis, and ending with informational events. We can definitely say that this 3-year activity has made the project famous among farmers and scientists, made it recognizable by its subject, and has encouraged the debates on the use of such techniques in the future. At the end of the project, we are presenting the partners. We ask them what the biggest challenges were and if there is something that they are happy about, and how they evaluate the activities of the whole project.
Baltic Slurry Acidification is the first large international project of this size that I've had to coordinate. And it's not like a typical research project that I'm used to working with, but it's an implementation-oriented project with practical applications. And that needs a much broader approach than normally used for achieving research aims. And this has been a big difference. What were the biggest challenges in working with partners? Well, this partnership of this project includes research institutes, regional authorities, advisory services, both private and national, interest groups, and actual end users, including contractors and farmers. And as a researcher and working mostly with research projects, I don't usually have the opportunity to work with groups of professionals from such a broad range of backgrounds at the same time, and this has been very rewarding. And we've been able to use this to try to help achieve our goals of the project.
I would like to recommend for beginners and those who are interested in Baltic Slurry Acidification to visit any of these demonstration farms where you could see the technology and discuss with the persons using it. Also, secondly, you should discuss with your personal advisor on the farm, does this technology fit in and how to use it? And thirdly, you could find a lot of knowledge at the webpage of the Baltic Slurry Acidification project.
Well, it was difficult in terms of legislation because in spite we are all in European Union, different countries has different parts of legislation, and sometimes it was difficult to make a procurement, especially in a Swedish and German case. All the rest of the countries, they had mainly no problems with the procurement, so it was fine. We are talking about the delivery of machinery. There was no problems at all. Just some of the countries, they were in a process of decision for a long period of time, and that's the reason why 2 countries had their machinery just almost at the end of the project, and it was very hard to make the practical research for that. Mostly partners, they were thinking about buying acidification equipment just to improve the usage of slurry, and most of them, they met their expectations and machinery worked perfectly in most of the cases, except one case which was Estonian case, that they had the smaller equipment, and it was difficult to put together a spreader with the acidification equipment.
In the course of the project, it was pretty obvious that all partners were very interested in testing slurry acidification techniques. The experience is truly unique. All the field trials were planned very individually, because each partner had different possibilities. We were very content with our partners' activities, creativity, inspiration for new knowledge and involvement in project dissemination. I believe that one of the most unique aspects of this project is that many partners have done much more than they planned and what is presented in their reports today.
First of all, during this project was composed a calculation model in Excel software to make calculation with farm data and with country level prices. And each farmer can use this calculation to make decision: is the acidification technology compatible in his farm or not? First question is how much slurry is in farm, and the sample calculations made during the project show that the farm has to have at least several thousands of tons of slurry, and the bigger is the slurry amount in farm, the more competitive is the acidification technology. The next question is, what are the other technologies in farm, or what are the planned other technologies what helps to minimize ammonia emission, like storage covering or slurry incorporation after slurry application to the field. The biggest running cost by slurry acidification is sulfuric acid cost. So therefore, should the farmer look what is the price of acid with delivery in his farm. And important is to look the prices of nitrogen and sulfur in the country, because the higher are mineral nitrogen and sulfur prices, the more chance have the acidification technology to be competitive. And the important is also to look what is sulfur need of crops. The high sulfur demanding crops have help also to make the acidification technology more competitive. I will remember from this project very good cooperation between partners, and possibility to see new technologies, to learn the acidification technologies, different aspects of these acidification technologies.
How I see it is that the project fulfilled a major goal, which was to spread the knowledge to slurry acidification technologies in the Baltic Sea region countries. And that was especially on the practical level. Involved countries have in many ways tested and demonstrated the impacts and feasibility of this clean tech, which EU has now also designated as best available technology for livestock farms. The overall picture is that we in the project have confirmed Danish experiences. First of all, that slurry acidification has a high effect and is cost effective when it deals with ammonia emission reductions. And in VP6, which I have coordinated, we have concentrated on market and policy issues, and we have in a macroeconomic perspective monitorized the benefits and disadvantages of using slurry acidification. Because after all, it is the money which decides in the end whether a country will choose to use slurry acidification or not. We have, by the end of the project, been able to recommend to all EU member states in the project to continue to investigate the possibilities for slurry acidification in their country before they take a final decision about it. But it seems that all member states in the region would have benefits from using slurry acidification. I have been very happy to work in this project here, and I think that the project has created some results that will be used in the future. I'm sure that some of the countries will start to use slurry acidification after we finish.
What I remember the most from the project Baltic Slurry Acidification, I think it's the involvement of the farmers. We have in Poland conducted many field trials, many demonstrations, and the farmers were very interested in that. We still have some phone calls, some emails asking about these activities. The farmers are very interested in that, and want to know about the benefits and how it implement in their farms.
И для нас участие в проекте было очень важно, потому что мы познакомились с новыми технологиями по сокращению потерь аммиачного азота.
It was very important to participate in this project because from the technological point of view, especially from the point of view of ammonia losses.
И так как мы занимаемся вопросами механизации сельского хозяйства, очень важно было оборудование, которое используется для реализации этих технологий.
We were especially interested in equipment from the and technological points of view, so especially all these hardware and machinery.
I have learned many positive things about slurry acidification, about benefits for farmers, for environment, and I have met many friendly people who helped me to learn and make do things better in scientific and both in collaboration.
Well, from this project, I think it's a very important project for society actually. Our farmers has the possibility now to use this technique that's been developed in Denmark, and it really makes a difference for ammonia losses from manure. And that's, I think, is the most important thing that we have to remember from this project. We have a new technique and we have a solution how to reduce ammonia losses.
I think Baltic Slurry Acidification has been so interesting project because with the concrete implementation, that first of all we have had field trials and the inventiveness of all the partners have made it possible that regardless if they have been able to already have the equipment, we have had field trials in all the countries. And then of course that when we have the pilot investments, the 6 of them, so then there's a really concrete product of this project. We have been able to annually, or after this, we can reduce nitrogen 67,000 kilos per year. So this is a really concrete product of this project. Plus also, of course, the awareness raising we have been able to do in all the countries.